The Battle of the Somme was a major battle in World War I. It took place in northern France. The battle raged for over 4 months. It began on July 1st, 1916, and ended on November 18th, 1916. The area around the River Somme was a peaceful farming region before the war. By the end of the battle, it was a devastated wasteland. The battleground stretched for miles. Trenches zigzagged across the landscape. The opposing armies were separated by a so-called no-man's land. This area was full of barbed wire and landmines. The Somme battlefield became a symbol of the brutality of World War I. The Battle of the Somme was fought between two main sides. On one side were the Allies. The Allies included Britain, France, and their allies. On the other side were the Central Powers. Germany was the main force for the Central Powers. The battle began as an Allied offensive. The goal was to break through the German lines. The Allies also wanted to relieve pressure on the French army. The French army was engaged in a fierce battle at Verdun. Life in the trenches was miserable for soldiers on both sides. The trenches were muddy and rat-infested. Disease was rampant. Soldiers lived with the constant threat of death. Boredom was also a major problem. Soldiers spent hours waiting for orders. They wrote letters home or played cards to pass the time. The living conditions and psychological strain made the trenches a true test of human endurance. The first day of the Battle of the Somme was, honestly, a disaster for the British Army. The British suffered over 57,000 casualties. It was, without a doubt, the bloodiest day in British military history. The British launched a massive artillery bombardment before the attack, hoping really to destroy the German defences. However, the bombardment was not as effective as they had hoped. Many German positions remained intact. When the British soldiers went over the top, they were met with a hail of machine gun fire. The Battle of the Somme saw the introduction of new weapons and tactics. Tanks were used for the first time in warfare, though, to be honest, they were slow and unreliable. Artillery played a major role in the battle. Millions of artillery shells were fired during the battle, which led to the creation of a desolate moonscape. The use of poison gas continued at the Somme. Gas masks offered some protection, but gas attacks were still terrifying. The Battle of the Somme lasted for over 4 months. The Allies made small gains, however they failed to achieve their main objective of breaking through the German lines. The battle ended in a stalemate. Both sides suffered heavy casualties. The British suffered over 400,000 casualties. The French suffered over 200,000. The Germans suffered over 650,000. The Battle of the Somme was really one of the costliest battles in human history. The Battle of the Somme is remembered as a symbol of the horrors of World War I. It is also remembered for the courage and sacrifice of the soldiers who fought there. The battle had a profound impact on British and French society. It led to a loss of faith in traditional leadership. It also contributed to the growing sense of disillusionment that characterized the post-war era. The battle is commemorated in numerous memorials and cemeteries across the former battlefields. It remains a stark reminder of the human cost of war.